How's it going, folks? Captain Grimy here once again. I had a occurring thought that I was going to try to post online today, but happened to come across an article in the New York Times by Charles Blow pretty much summed up what I'm feeling right now regarding the latest blunder by the Great Orange Snowflake in the Great American Trap House in D.C. Blow's column is titled, First They Came For. If I make any mistakes, please bear with me. And now, it's gone. Give me a minute. It is no longer sufficient to brand Donald Trump as an abnormal, a designation that is surely applicable, but that falls significantly short in registering the magnitude of the menace. The standard nomenclature of normal politics must be abandoned. What we are witnessing is nothing less than an assault on the fundamentals of the country itself, on our legacy institutions and our sense of protocol, decency, and honesty. In any other circumstance, we might likely write this off as the trite protestation of a man trapped in a toddler's temperament, full of meltdowns, magical thinking, and make-believe. But this man's vindictiveness and mendacity are undergirded by the unequaled power of the American president, and as such, he has graduated on the scale of power from toddler to budding tyrant. This threat Trump poses to our morals, ethics, norms, and collective sense of propriety may be without equal from a domestic source. Everything he is doing is an assault and matters on some level. His desecration of the Boy Scouts National Jamboree matters. Not only did he turn his appearance before the boys into a political rally in which they booed both former President Barack Obama and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, he seemed to be appealing to their basest instincts. What exactly did Trump mean when he regaled the boys with the story of the real estate developer William Levitt, who, as Trump put it, sold his company for a tremendous amount of money, and he went out and bought a big yacht, and he had a very interesting life. I won't go any more than that, because you're Boy Scouts, so I'm going to tell you what he did. And as the boys start to make noise, Trump responds, "Should I tell you? Should I tell you?" And then proceeds to say, "You're Boy Scouts, but you know life. You know life." Is this the Trump version of locker room talk? Is this a version of Trump's ideal of locker room talk? That phrase he used to excuse his genital-grabbing comments on the Access Hollywood tape. This may even seem like a small thing in the grand scheme, but it matters. The fact that its shelf life felt like only a few hours before the next outrage underscores the degree to which our national consciousness is being barraged by the man's violation. But yes, it matters too, just as Trump's obsession with Obama and Clinton matters. Also, his public trolling of Attorney General Jeff Sessions matters. The fact that he's enraged at Sessions for taking the appropriate ethical step and recusing himself from the Russia investigation matters. The fact that Trump essentially told the New York Times on the record that he would not have chosen Sessions if he had known Sessions wouldn't have stood firm and his protection of him matters. Trump's continuous attacks on the media matters. His pushing of the Republicans' callous Obamacare repeal and replace plan, a plan that would strip health insurance coverage from tens of millions of Americans, and a plan that Trump has demonstrated no particular policy knowledge of, matters. Trump's tweet yesterday, on the 69th anniversary of President Harry Truman's desegregation of the armed forces, no less, matters. That the United States government will not accept or allow transgender individuals to serve in any capacity in the U.S. military matters. There are thousands of trans people already serving in the military. The idea that a man with 5 draft deferments would dictate that people who volunteer to serve should not be allowed to is beyond outrageous. And it matters. Trump's pushing us closer to international military conflict matters. And yes, the plotting Russia investigation, which to Trump is an agitation and a threat, like an irremovable thorn in his flesh, matters. This has come as a great shock and demoralizer to many Americans, not necessarily because they didn't think Trump was capable of such depravity, but because they simply weren't prepared for the daily reality of living a nightmare, of which I know what they cause. There is an enduring expectation, particularly among American liberals, that progress in the society should move more inexorably towards more openness, honesty, and equality. But even the historical record doesn't support that expectation. In reality, America regularly experiences bouts of regression. But fortunately, it is in those regressive periods that some of our greatest movements and greatest voices have found their place. President Andrew Jackson's atrocious American Indian removal program gave us the powerful Cherokee Memorial Letters. The standoff at Standing Rock gives us what the BBC calls the largest gathering of Native Americans in more than 100 years. Crackdowns on gay bars gave us the Stonewall Uprising. America's inept response to the AIDS epidemic gave us ACT UP and Larry Kramer. California's Proposition 8 breathed new life into the fight for marriage equality and led to a victory in the Supreme Court. The racial terror that followed the Emancipation Proclamation gave us the anti-lynching movement, the NAACP, W.E.B. Du Bois, Ida B. Wells, and James Weldon Johnson. Jim Crow gave us the Civil Rights Movement and the Reverend Martin Luther King.